Promethean Hails, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to Dragonsynth Adventures. I've got 2 hours of awesome music for us tonight and cool artwork and all that. I spent a little time, I was trying to add some new graphics to this thing, but it kept crashing my computer, so I did not get it all set up the way I wanted, but I'll try again next time. Anyways, let's see. I wasn't even sure if I was going to stream tonight, but I thought, well, you know what? People might show up, and then I don't want them just sitting there waiting, wondering what's going on, so that would be rude. And then next time they're going to say, well, I don't know. He wasn't there last time. I'm not gonna waste my time going over there, and he didn't even tell us. You can't do that kind of stuff, so you gotta make a big deal out of it. You gotta post everywhere and tell everybody, and then it's not even worth not doing it. Then you might as well just do it, because that's more work than doing it. So you're just locked in for the rest of your life. Our systems have detected unusual traffic from your computer network. That's weird. What's going on? Okay, well, I can't get in. I know I'm streaming because it's all green, but I can't get to YouTube. It's giving me a white screen and saying there's unusual traffic coming from my IP address or something. Let's try it again. There we go. Oh, and now I'm gonna have a look. Hey, Evil Author, good to see you. Doodle Squatch is here. Holy freaking crap is here. No White Guilt's here. Good to see you guys. Franklin's here. And Roused Rose is here. Thanks everybody for showing up. I appreciate that. Well, as you can tell, I'm not really prepared tonight. So instead of trying to wing something and embarrassing myself, I'm just gonna play some music and we'll see what pops up as we go along here. All right. Yeah, No White Guilt. They're it's like they're shutting us all down, huh? They got Ivan and then Leontina, however you pronounce her name.
Penetrated.
And then hold on a sec. Sorry, got someone talking to me from the other room.
Instance of shadows and colors. Another word of movements.
But no, I think it's because of my VPN. When you use a VPN, you're sometimes sharing an IP, or at least the route. Some part of the route is looking like a certain IP to the host. So, like for YouTube, for instance, or Google, and so they don't see my IP. The VPN does, and so that can be a problem if someone on the VPN is hammering YouTube, or too many people through that route are visiting YouTube. Then they might see that as a DDoS attack. So most likely, I think that's what happened. Hey, Jay Bishop, good to see ya. Oh, Roused Rose, Jay Bishop says hello. says, hello. Very cool visual and music. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate that. Yiz is here. Hey, Yiz. How's it going? Writing Mental Gen, I am arrived. Which I think is image board speak for Promethean Tales. Uh-oh. I got a cat scratching at the door. I'll be right back. Oh, awesome. That's great to hear. No White Guilt says that Yiz's her show was great tonight, kicking it off for the Dragon Monday. Well, I appreciate the update on that. Unfortunately, I was wrestling with other issues and did not get to see it. I'll have to watch it on a replay. But yes, we got Dragon is for the Monday. Oh my god, I saw that boat and I thought, did I push the ending screen? But no, it's just that one. Monday is for the dragons is what I meant to say. And someday in the future, we'll have some dragon show after me or before Yiz. It'll just be wall-to-wall dragon themed awesomeness. Hey, Ardent Party. All right. Oh, sweet castle doors. Where did I get that? I think I was playing for a while. I was trying out this game called Elder Scrolls Online. It was quite a while ago. And that was a cool scene. I thought that was neat because it had the dragons. I thought it'd be perfect for the stream. And so I recorded a bunch of footage of it. And luckily, no one walked in front of me. Diz wrote, music and art both great so far tonight. Fornull, loving it. Thank you. I'm glad you're loving it. Now, unlike all the other times when I say I'm probably not going to talk much, I am not tonight. So it's mostly going to be music. So if you're, for whatever reason, waiting for some juicy gossip or whatever, I'm unempty tonight of ideas for conversation, so probably just be a lot of music, although I will drop in here and there and interact with you guys, but yeah, it's just gonna be chill tonight. Oh, wouldn't that be cool? Hey, no white guilt, I saw something. It's these guys, what's it called? The Northmen, I think they're called. They have a YouTube channel and they build stuff, and they've built their own mead hall or something like that. This giant hall for their people. And they're not LARPers. I mean, these guys are craftsmen. And so whatever their belief or whatever. It's not just they go by Ren Fair costumes and talk in monotone like a priest or something like some of these people do. They're actually building this stuff by hand, and they built this giant hall, and the doors are probably 12 feet tall at least. They're huge. I mean, probably a good 6 inches thick, these double doors. They're so ginormous that they built a small door in one side of the big door so that they can go in and out easily, but they blacksmith the hinges and all this stuff. It is so awesome to check it out sometime if you ever are looking to kick back for a second and watch some cool craftsmanship. I think it's called the North. Here, let me look it up. Northmen, yeah. Here, I'll link their channel. I don't know what their politics are. They're just... I don't even know if they speak English. They're just these guys somewhere. I don't think they're in the US, but I could be wrong. And they have all these videos of them making cool stuff. And since we're sharing links, I might as well put up the White Guild and Yiz's, and to share some random person's link, and then share my brother and sisters. You guys, although I think all of you are in Go Free or know what it is, but hey, if you stumble on and you see this chat replay, there you go. Check that dude out, and let's find Yiz's. I saw that Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, will be traveling to Guantanamo Bay tomorrow. That's kind of cool. He's going to be checking that out. Like they said, they're going to put some of the worst guys over there. I think that's pretty awesome. I mean, why trust Mexico or some third world shithole that is actively working against the citizens of the United States by just, not enforcing their border? Why leave it to them and get these guys locked up somewhere where they're never gonna get out? It'll send a message for sure. Make sure some videos leak of them getting their balls, on a battery charger, electrodes to their balls with those hoods on and stuff. Put the fear of the white man in them. And I think that's part of the problem. These people need to fear the white man again. But until they let us off the leash, we got, the new world order or whatever keeping us from doing anything. Is that too radical? I don't know. Oh, I have no doubt. You said, put people like me and Jason in charge. That fear would come back in a fucking hurry. No doubt. No doubt. Put any of us white positive people who are ready to kick some ass in any kind of advisory or leadership role, and we are not going to back down, be afraid, show mercy to those who are not showing any kind of mercy or respect for us.
I don't even think they know the damage that they left behind, nor could care. I used to be strong.
Helicopters.
Felt like nothing could hold me back.
Well.
And now I have something controlling my strings. Something that dictates my every move.
Linde and Pinochet reference there.
I can't even take a breath without wondering if I'll make the wrong step and slip further down the hole. What I've learned is the difference between living and just surviving. Surviving this nightmare is all I have the energy for right now. But I keep holding on. Waiting for that tiny flame to grow into the fire that used to burn inside. I guess I'm still a soldier after all.
Oh, you know what? I better not play this one. That label blocks. Could be wrong, but I don't want to risk it. Oh yeah, the nameless one. You have the ghetto bird flying over you. I've been seeing a lot of the in California here, these fire airplanes, and I've looked at it before through the high-powered field glasses, like really high-powered binoculars, and the the ones that lay down the lines all over whatever, the chemtrails, that always looks like a fire plane to me. It has those kind of markings, but not that kind. These other kind, I've been seeing them fly all over, and jets have been doing maneuvers, and it's been rather active. The sky. Oh, that sounds fun, no white guilt. Walking with your dogs in the wood at night on a full moon, clear sky. Yeah, that's some cool ambiance right there. The Nameless One writes, Fornull, if you see a web of chemtrails wherever the bullseye is, whoever lives under, piss them off. Oh yeah, well, I see them. I used to see them a lot more around here. And yeah, later in the day, they turn into clouds. I'm just guessing. My guess about all of that, and I have no clue, and I haven't really looked into it. I know they're doing it. And I don't know what all the, the side effects of it are, but it looks like they're cloud seeding. And because I live in Central Valley, California, and a lot of the agriculture is here, there's a lot of agriculture here. My guess is that they're doing it, but they don't want to admit to it because if anything bad happens as a result, they don't want to be liable, so they keep it a secret in case it turns into a tornado somewhere. But I don't think those things go that far. 100 miles an hour. Could be wrong. I mean, it could be a sedative. But that's if I want to give them credit, like they started doing it for a reason, they hid it for suit. That's what I guess they're trying to fix it. Oh, am I? Okay, thank you. I guess I was kind of low compared to the music. Yes, I keep forgetting to turn down the music. Thank you. I'll make the side chain a little more aggressive. That way when I talk, it really ducks the audio back pretty far. I don't know what the hell this was. Oh, I don't like this one. I need to remove it. Put it in experiment. Put it in experimental, that way if someday someone like poisons me with peyote or something, I can just come in my office, put on the experimental music and really just have a horrifying time. All right, J Bishop, singular. Take it easy. Yeah, when we get our headquarters, I will definitely play some music for everybody. And we will have fun. We'll dance and we'll have cool lights and fog machines. Based. True. Real. Skibbity, 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 skibbity. Have you guys seen that? That 3D animation with the toilet? Those toilets with the guys' heads in the toilet, and they say skibbity, and those are crazy. And then the good guys sort of are the ones with they got security cameras for heads and TVs for heads and all that. Those are nutty. If you've never seen it and you're curious, search Skibbity Toilet. Probably find it. There's a whole series. And watch it from the early on, because it just keeps evolving and becoming more. The guy just keeps getting better at making videos and gets more and more elaborate. He's got millions of viewers now, subscribers. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, I can't even remember where it comes from. It's, where'd that come from? I used to know. Oh, okay. It's the Russian dance song. This one's really quiet for some reason. everybody get their taxes done? You're just trying to relax. And someone's got to bring up taxes. Well, if you own a LLC in California, you gotta pay that $800 a year for the privilege of having an LLC in California. And if you try to register your LLC in a different state, they'll fine you for that. Gondorian Cowboy says, got mine done today, first time. Well, good for you. Congratulations. Feels good. Feels good when you get it done. No White Guilt wrote, almost finished with mine. JK160 wrote, I want my Doge tax refund of $5,000. Evil Author says, don't remind me of taxes! With a multitude of exclamation points. So you can't register out of state for Fornull? No. I would need a brick and mortar address, and they know all the places that you can just try and cheat doing it. No, they put more effort into tracking down erroneously or, fraudulently registered LLCs from getting taxes from you than they do trying to deport murderers and rapists. So that's where all their money goes, is into finding who tried to register an LLC out of state. Believe me, I've looked into it. I've tried to find a way around it. Penalties are pretty steep. I don't remember what it is, but it's like, whatever. I have to have an LLC because the way I do business with clients is all through an LLC. You may wonder, what is my business? Well, people hire me to bring white well-being to their company. No, someday. Well, in a way, I mean, without them knowing it, they are hiring me to bring white well-being to their business, so that's how it works. It's a covert white well-being insertion. Hey, Samuski. Yeah, it does. It really feels good to get it off your back. Just take care of your stuff, unless, you're committed for the long haul and whatever consequences. But, don't, if you're going to do them, don't do it late. Like anything, like any bill. Pay it ahead of time if you can. Especially government stuff, because penalties are absurd. It's criminal. We all know it, but that doesn't change the fact that if you're gonna try and stay legal and current, never let that stuff get a penalty. tell my sons all the time. Oh yeah, for sure. Great stream last night, brother. No white guilt. As always, kicking ass 2 times a week. That's dedication. That's dedication, because you're not just playing music and, saying random crap every few minutes or whatever. You've got a whole block of many hours just packed with the product of that big melon of yours. That takes work. I wonder, Jason, how do you how much prep do you have to do for your streams? Is there a lot, or do you're just thinking about it all the time, so it's just loaded and ready to go? It's just like switch the camera on and I've got a stream set. I've got 100 streams worth loaded and ready. Because I remember several years ago, you would do 8-hour streams, no problem. A lot of prep, okay. So I don't want to reveal too much of how the sausage is made if it's your trade secret, but do you ever, well, maybe you wouldn't want to answer this. And you could just say, well, I'm going to keep that a secret. Like, keep you guessing, I guess. But I'm curious, do you ever record segments ahead of time and then blend it in? When you get an idea, you just go for it. You have like a rough notes that you follow and record it and then play it during the stream, or is it all live? Or do you not want to say? And just ignore the question if you... Yes, 8-hour plus streams. Okay. So it is all live, no pre-recorded. That's pretty impressive. I wasn't sure. Okay, so you pre-recorded the Golden Ones interview, all right. That's cool, and that's understandable, yeah, if they... Especially with people all over the world, in our community and neighboring communities, sometimes it is hard to schedule stuff. Hey Ivan, welcome. JK160 wrote, when he did the 8-hour streams, he had a clone do the second 4 hours. How would you know that? Are you his clone, JK160? Well, that explains it then. Yeah, I agree. Samuski wrote, "You can tell it's all live, Jason. You have an impressive free flow of thought in your stream, such that no one else can do what you do." Yeah. No, it is impressive because, and I think about it sometimes and wonder how much prep and all that. And obviously, it takes. You would have to have prepared your thoughts, prepared notes, outlines of what you're gonna do and all that. I mean, that's obvious. It's not just free form flowing anywhere. So you do have segments planned out and all that. But yeah, it is impressive. That's cool. I've always been impressed with people who can do that kind of public speaking just so smoothly and pulling things out so quickly. For me, I'm just going, well, speaking kind of slowly, although I don't, once I get rolling, if I have something I want to talk about, then I can put it together without a bunch of pauses, but still, that's pretty impressive. Cold-hearted bookman. Why is he the cold-hearted bookman? Oh, because of evil author. Okay, yeah. White Guilt, responding to what I was saying there, wrote, "Yeah, Fornull, without an outline or grid to track the show at speed, there would be drops in the rhythm." Okay, and thank you, brother Fornull. You're welcome, brother. For sure. That kind of stuff's interesting to me. Anybody's talents. Well, you know what? Does anyone else do this? I try to avoid saying the word talent sometimes because I feel like it's not giving enough credit to the effort that a person has to put into developing a skill. I try to say, when I'm talking about something that a person can do well, or a team can do well, or whatever, I try to say instead that their skill instead of talent, because talent, it just sounds like you're born with it, and I don't, although we may be born with maybe like, what do you call it, a natural born strengths and weaknesses, and then you can take advantage of that. It's still, no matter what, you have to do the work. Although, there are those child music prodigies, and then in that case, that kind of blows that theory out the window, because how do these young, really young, and they haven't even had the lifespan to build that skill, and yet they can do amazing things musically, so... there's that to contradict. Still, I don't like saying it. I don't like saying talent. Finding the right stories. The audio is very peaceful, writes The Godfather. Thank you. I'm glad you like that. That was a nice one. A real beautiful piece there. Who was that? Before I read Jason's. That was Sequestered Keep. The Land Beyond Dreams is the album, and the title of that track was Mystic Dreams on Dragon Wings. Ooh, that's cool. I have to give that like a 4 stars so I can remember how cool that was. Oh no, this is the Mystic. That was, sorry, I told you the wrong thing. Oh, Gatekeeper. Alright. Yeah, I really like Gatekeeper. So that was Gatekeeper. And that one was called Forgotten Grave Behind Thy Castle. Wow, the title of that song just invokes a whole story in my mind. The Forgotten Grave Behind Thy Castle. Not just the castle, but your castle. Whose grave was it? Is it? Their body's still there. Does their spirit roam the moors at night? But Jason wrote, finding the right stories that make for good enlightenment is part of that. Is part of keeping that flow and the rhythm and everything, as we were talking about before. Putting them in order is important so that it all works together and has subtle themes. Indeed. Well, that's very cool, and it shows that you put the thought into it, because it does flow very smoothly from one thing to the other, and you often have multiple threads tying your different segments together. So, and then of course there's kind of, well, maybe not always, but there's kind of the hard stop before the celebration section. So everything up until that point is intertwining, but definitely has a boundary. I've noticed that. Yeah, that's cool. Ivan the Nameless one writes, Fornull, talent is a more esoteric or simply misused term. A lot of people who can at least draw or be interesting claim to have no talent. Yes. Fornull talents are like psychic powers, writes the Nameless one, but people really put themselves down who indeed say they have no talent, but ought not be so modest, so let it flourish. Yes, well, what is that called? I guess it is a talent. But when you're talking about something that's obviously a hard-earned skill, I think it's important to not just write it off as a talent. Sure, the person has possibly a natural-born gift for it, at least in comparison to someone who is terrible at it by nature. But still, you can tell when someone really puts a lot of work. And like I was talking about before with those kids, sure, they might be good, but it's not the same as a mature adult, a man or woman who has spent their life honing their skills and meditating on the music and how to play it, all the nuances of the timing and how hard to play different notes and all of that, and what to feel and what to project. That does come with skill for sure. So yeah. No White Guilt follows up precisely, Fornull. There are both. The savants require very little work. It's like being pretty. The rest of us have talents that we develop with our work. There you go. It's like being pretty, yes. And being pretty is a virtue. If, I think, You don't sully it with whatever biological white erasure or just being an anti-white. Beauty, I think, is a virtue. Someone with no talent, Ivan writes, can gain skill if they work hard and can even be better than someone with talent who is a lazy ass, but will never compare to someone who has the talent and also works hard. Well, that's a good point. That's it. I know, no white guild. I get far away from the microphone. I just kind of I'm not paying attention. I get kind of far away from the microphone, and then and I'm not talking as loud, and then it all drops off. Then he goes to the bathroom during the break. Man, those are fast bathroom breaks. Like a race car driver. Well, they go in their car. They put it on autopilot, and then they unbuckle the seatbelt and climb in the back where there's a bathroom, and then they sit back there and they take a big dump. And then they clean up, wash up. There's a sink back there, and then they come back up to the front, strap back in, and they're right back in the race. Isn't that how it works? The Nameless One has always been a highly musical lad. That is very cool. Yeah, Jason, it's not so bad if I move back from the mic and I don't have music going. But when I have music going and I'm back from the mic, then this thing I use, which is called sidechain compression, basically what I do is I can make my voice trigger a compressor on the rest of the audio so that whenever I'm speaking, it is decreasing the volume of the music. Well, that only has so much sensitivity, and when I'm back from the mic too far, that stops working as well. Ivan writes, Ivan's ancient grandfather used to work at a warehouse where the truck drivers would come in and deliberately take a massive dump all over the floor, walls, and seat of the commode. That's disgusting. Who could even do that? Who, just as a decent human being, even if I was mad at someone, I can't ever imagine putting myself through the experience of taking a dump all over on purpose. That's just nuts. That is weird. I mean, that's a sociopath or worse, in my opinion. Oh, hey, I read just what you wrote there to the Nameless One and Ivan Samuski, and that is awesome. Good to hear that you are lifting weights. That's so cool. I love lifting weights. I don't do a ton of it, but I do it. I'm dedicated to 3 days a week, my routine, and it's definitely paying off. and it makes me happy. And it feels good to look in the mirror and see, my shoulders and my arms and chest being kind of pumped again, because that's how it was when I was younger. I was very athletic, and then I just kind of let it go. So man, it feels good. I killed the upper decker, not the upper decker. No. Now that is cruel. Someone who does an upper decker, which is to poop in the tank. That means you're at somebody's home, most likely, right? Because you don't have a tank in most public restrooms. Okay, Seb Angler, thanks for stopping in. Have a great rest of your night. JK160, I'm sorry you have to work somewhere where you've got workmates who are so weird and inconsiderate. I mean, again, that is sociopathic in my opinion. That is not normal behavior of someone who wants to be a good citizen, a good teammate for the community. We have to, when you're at a workplace, we have to work together. And that's just very inconsiderate, disrespectful to every single person who has to use the restroom. So whoever is the same sex as them. What a effed up person, whoever does it. They need to be taken out back and pummeled in the head for a while. Theory. Why do people say on Twitter, like, oh, I sympathize with folks losing their jobs, but, you know, where were they when the jab and blah, blah, blah? I mean, if you're losing your job because you don't do anything, then why would you sympathize for that person? I mean, I have to give a report every morning at 7 o'clock what I did, and I have to write 2 different reports at the end of every week, summarizing things I've done. So, I mean, these people who are complaining about this 5 bullet points, they can suck a dick as far as I'm concerned. This is just, wow, you don't deserve your cushy government job then. I hope they fire every single one of them who isn't doing something, of course. But why have sympathy? What, these people are just, pardon the expression, but they're faggots, okay? I'm sorry. And I mean that not in the way you think, but in the other way you think. And they're just total faggots, and I can't stand them. Like, grow a pair, for Jesus. Must stop there. Yeah, no doubt, Justin McDaniel, those 5 bullet points is more work than they've done their entire employment, for sure. Some of these clips of these women or whatever complaining about, that just has to be scripted. That is just so ridiculous. I know those people have no self-awareness, many of them. The anti-whites, many of them are just stupid. It's not just stupidity, they're just sheep, they're selfish. All they want to do is, at any cost, fit in with their social group or whatever. It's like they have no soul. The NPC meme is so real. Like they have no soul. And they just whining and just thinking, I just want to punch this person in the face. Oh, that's funny, Jay Bishop. Haven't seen that, but that's funny. I can imagine. Yeah. Well, exactly. I mean, if you work hard for your money, you have a government contract or whatever, then more power to you. Nothing against those people. If you can get government contracts and stuff for honest work or for whatever, but I mean, I don't feel bad for the person who doesn't even go into the office ever, probably doesn't do crap, but like, if you watch that Data Republicans feed on Twitter, he's the guy, he's one of the main programmers behind Doge, who is doing all this awesome work to sort of uncover all this corruption and fraud. The data, yes, the data was always public, that's true, but the data was so massive and convoluted that your average person, there's no way, unless you just dedicated, a year of your life to it, could unravel it and make sense of it. And so what Data Republican did is he wrote software. He's a very smart guy and very knowledgeable about web development, about data, and the guy is skilled and has talent, and he really dug in and created some amazing software to uncover all that stuff. And we see there's people getting paid that do nothing in the amounts of probably hundreds of millions of dollars. So yeah, it's just wild to me. But that's the bureaucracy that they call it. That's why you didn't need Biden to have a brain, because the bureaucracy and what we know is the anti-white morality or immorality is what motivates those people. So you have this giant, monstrous bureaucracy. It just runs itself, and when you try and stop it, it's just like this giant abomination, this behemoth, and it tries to protect itself. It wants to keep going. White Guilt saying, yeah, every bit of that, some for sure. Someday, maybe, if we can get out of this, there will be books written about it. There will be all kinds of, specials or whatever. If we can recapture our destiny, we can look back on this period and analyze just the level of corruption, waste, fraud. Right now, we're in the middle of it. It's just, we just have to hold on for dear life and survive and do whatever we can. I mean, Trump, what an amazing strategy he's doing. Yeah, no, he's not championing white well-being, and I really wish he would, because that would give him a lot of leverage if he had the Go Free, if he had 2 years of Go Free behind him. Just imagine, he could just be destroying people 10 times, just blowing people's skull off with the power of his arguments, and they would just be losing their minds, and he would be totally morally justified and right in everything he said. Can you just imagine? That'd be so awesome. But he's not, and we know that, but he's still doing some interesting strategies. I love that he got the They were basically putting together a military coup, as far as I understand it. The heads, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, were conspiring. I mean, this is treason. This is nuts that these guys aren't dead right now, like hung for treason or executed, because you have these Joint Chiefs of Staff who were conspiring, saying things like they will overthrow Trump if he starts, doing certain things. This is exactly what anyone who has any kind of foresight knows that would happen. If Trump pushes too hard and really goes crazy without having all his ducks in a row, then we could likely see a military coup, although it wouldn't be publicly presented that way. He'd be deposed somehow, in my opinion, whatever method they choose to do it. It's been done throughout history many times. And so he saw this happening and he fired those guys. And that was a good move. And there's probably a lot more, but that was a bold move, because just doing that, in my opinion, and I don't know, I'm not on the inside, but that could have invited a panic reaction. And we'll see how it plays out. But luckily, he's got semi-decent people in various nodes of power where he can leverage that. Now, if any of them are traitors, and we've already found out that he has traitors in his midst internally, and so we don't know who that is yet, and how many of them, but if they're loyal, then that will carry through, and that's a good thing, because Trump may have to leverage the military at some point. He may. I mean, if he's really gonna do what he has to do, then I think he has to use the military. Potentially. If the anti-white oligarchs who control the bureaucracy, as they call it, if they really just go scorched earth defense, I don't know. Let's see what you guys are saying. I'm just rambling. I don't know. These are just my thoughts. I'm not qualified to say that is what it is. I don't know. I wonder, did he do that because he knows if the military is against him, he's screwed? So that's not 4D chess, but that is a chess like move. He has to move those pawns around. He has to protect his back. And I'm sure he has advisors. It's not all just coming from his mind. That guy is, he's an older man. That's a lot of pressure. You have to love the guy for putting himself through all of this, regardless of how pristine or Promethean he is. Still, he is a total badass. A total badass. Jay Bishop, I know what you mean. I mean, part of me imagines that too. And I'm sure part of him imagines that, but who knows? The pieces have to be in the right position to make the power moves. And at some point, there's always risk, of course. And so at some point, you have to just say, okay, well, F it. I'm gonna try it and see what happens. You know, just a gambit. But you don't want to do that prematurely. So he's only been there, what, a month and a half or something? So he's made some pretty bold moves, but there's been some bold pushback. So the answer to those corrupt anti-white judges, we gotta see something decisive and serious as a result of that. These judges are corrupt, and in my opinion, that's just my opinion, but I think they're totally corrupt, and I think they need to be punished for trying to subvert the will of the people who, as Stephen Miller said, is imbued in Trump, because he's the only elected official that all of the people vote for. So they're going against the people, these judges, and there needs to be extremely harsh, like at very least prison, for doing this stuff, which is obviously just a total corrupt move. But who knows? Who knows what'll happen? Hey, Brant Danger, good to see you, brother. Dropping in to listen. Why aren't you a mod? I'm gonna make you a mod. Don't worry, you don't have to do anything. But you're a mod on Go Free, so. Okay, anyways, that's all about that. Just been thinking about that. Thought I could share my maybe some half-baked ideas there. I don't know, but probably we're all thinking similar things. Budgie Burger, hey, it's 3 o'clock. Play some industrial. You want industrial? Okay. one more crazy one, and then we'll go back to calm.
Strength
Okay, this is the last one, I promise. That's a cool grandma.
11 days and 7 hours. I'm counting the flow, the loss, the time that flies, the death of flowers, dreams that become my own cross. Two steps behind me, the dire maker, walking around in my room. A breath of mold whispers, you creator of revolution and doom.
Well, congrats, Jay Bishop. That's awesome.
Didn't think you would find me in here. Try to leave, but there's nothing out there.
Yeah, that's kind of a crazy image.
You told the truth, I'll be dead forever. You said there's no love in my world. At my doorstep, you laughed as ever. I thank you for letting me know. In my black room.
Yeah, I love that band. That's Crux. That's the bass player, and maybe another member from Candlemass who were early Doom, second wave. You know, of course, Sabbath and all them are obviously first, but. Burger. Well, if you like eclectic, I'm your man. I like to take it all over the place, although usually for Dragonsynth I keep it fairly in one kind of vein. Thanks, Snow White Guilt. Is that Santa Claus in his underwear? Could have been. Steve Bannon in his diaper. Pumping gas today and the pump did not shut off. Wow. Well, what happened? Did it just go squirting all over, or is that a euphemism for something that happened at the toilet in the restroom? Or is this literally a gas pumping story? That's crazy. Well, hopefully there wasn't, that like that meme, that guy smoking the cigarette. He almost looks like Brad Pitt while he's fueling up. Hopefully that guy wasn't around. That's crazy. So the valve just got stuck, broken. Gas shot all over the place. That's crazy. Well, hopefully it didn't get all over your car. For soul. I like that. Good one, nameless one. Good point, Jay Bishop. No white guilt. Everything's not working correctly. What could it be? Oh yeah, no white men to keep things functioning properly anymore. Yeah, we see what happens in third world countries when the white man is ran out or erased or whatever it is. That's erasure by just one method, but it all just turns to crap. So, I mean, the humane thing would be to learn a lesson and just realize that the different groups of humanity are different, and that we can't set a bunch of stuff up for them and expect them to maintain the same standards as we do. We are different instincts, and so that's really just cruel to set them up for that failure, just as it's cruel to set especially once whites recapture our destiny, Western kind recaptures its destiny, it's cruel to set up non-whites for failure in our civilization that is originally made for us to feel comfort in and prosper in and excel in, and of course it's not made for them. And so if they are unsuccessful in it, that is not our problem, because it isn't our responsibility to make a theme park that anyone can succeed in at our expense. As we say in Go Free, the white man is the one that has to harmonize the diversity. And so that is cruel to keep this lie going that we're the same, and to keep the lie going that multiracial societies can ever be successful, and that non-whites will ever integrate with white people, or that white people will integrate with them. Because in their societies that they make naturally, they are able to succeed and to excel, and it works for them. And we should just leave them the hell alone in their environments, and they should just leave us the hell alone in ours. But unfortunately, we just got this big giant mess. Of course, white man is the one who is paying the highest price for it. But yes, if you think about it intelligently, how cruel are the anti-whites to try and force non-whites to lie to them and tell them it's all going to work out, when there's no way that they can ever match our instincts in our environment. And that's why they're erasing everything that is a projection of our instincts. They're dispossessing us, they're disenfranchising, displacing. And it's not going to be any good for the non-whites who think the free rides is going to keep going forever. Especially once we have a critical mass of white positive people. That is not going to go well. But we are humane, so we will deal with it in that, if we ever get there, in a way I think that will be humane as possible, at least matching their respect and their care for us. that's way, way in the future. We have to get our people to think of us as a people first, as we all know. That's why we try to share with them all the things we have learned and about the psychological warfare and how to deal with it and how to completely reject it and not fall into all the traps that are laid for us, laid for anyone who would object to it. Hey, ay, 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 ay. A Herculean task, but someone has to do it. That's right, we have to do it. We are the instigators. Our community is doing the real work, in my opinion. Or at least more than our fair share. I'm not perfect. I could think I'm totally right about something and then find out I'm wrong. It happens all the time. I'm fallible. And that's something you learn with age if you're paying attention is you don't want to be so open-minded that your brains fall out, but at the same time you want to leave a little room for error. But again, not so much that then is your Achilles heel and that can be exploited. So sometimes we just have to be what would be considered maybe hard-headed about it, to say, F it. This is the direction we're heading. Either you're get behind me, get out of the way, or get run over. Get behind me and follow me or get run over. Well, anyways, you guys, that was 2 hours. I promised you 2 hours of wonderful, awesome, weird, fun music. Mysterious, enchanting. All of the descriptors. And I did it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I didn't talk a whole lot tonight. I did sort of near the end in little chunks, but I didn't have a ton to say, so we listened to a lot of music. That was cool. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate all you guys. Appreciate you liking the stream and sharing it and all that good stuff. And, yeah. So, have a good rest of your week. We made it. We made it through Monday, so the rest of the week's, it's smooth sailing from here on out. Get through Monday. Alright, take care, everybody. And Promethean farewell. Dragonsynth, oh adventures. Well, we're flying through the air on a synthesizer, baby. Dragonsynth, oh adventures. Well, the music sounds so beautiful and I love it oh so much. Dragonsynth Adventures.